Welcome to the Cardboard Cave Podcast, the #1 show in Puerto Rico about trading card games. Thanks for Alter Sleeves for sponsoring our show. Use our affiliate link or code CardboardCave for 5% off your order and spice up your commander. Don't forget to follow us on our social media or listen to us in all major audio platforms. Thanks for being part of our community, and please like, share, and comment below. Plus enjoy the live show.
All right, so moving on to tonight's second topic. Something really interesting happening these past few days. I didn't really I got to it really late because I was like at work while most of the stuff was going on, and then like everyone just kept posting about it, and it was just like, okay, insane. So some of you might already know. I got a lot of information from this one MTG Rocks article, which huge shout out to them. They help keep myself updated with a lot of stuff. About that was titled MTG players track down a $250,000 worth of like cards to a dumpster in Texas. To not a dumpster, I'm sorry, to a landfill in Texas. So we're just gonna jump straight into the images. Go over here. Give me 1 second. I should actually hold on. Hold that thought.
Well, Chris is pulling up the pictures. So basically, this thread started in r/pics because it's like a random dude who was like throwing stuff from his truck into the landfill, and he saw like the pallets, and I guess he knew like a little bit of Magic. And he just took like a couple of pictures of like the pallets, like the like uncut, undestroyed pallets. And it was like, oh, I saw like a bunch of pallets of Magic in landfill. And then he left. And then it blew up because he didn't understand how much money, because he took like a little bit of like a few packs, and he took like an extra picture of like a Modern Horizons pack, like a Modern Horizons
Secret Lair too.
No, the Secret Lair came after, but originally he just took like 2 or 3 like Magic, like loose Modern Horizons 2 boosters, right? Like a little blister of 3 boosters, and that's what he took. And then he was like, oh, just like took a couple of pictures. He didn't think anything of it. He checks later during the day, and the post blew up because obviously he didn't comprehend the amount of money he just saw. And then everyone was freaking out, asking him questions, telling him like, "You gotta go back. Tell me where it is. Like, I want to go there and find and grab a few boosters myself." And
I would have gotten on a plane, dude. I would have gotten on a plane.
Everyone was like memeing
like,
on what the guy saw. So the guy saw the thread, and he was like, "Well, okay, I'm just gonna go again and check what's up." And then he went back, and what Chris is showing you right now for the viewers who can't see is basically the pictures from the second post that he made. He made an update post on him returning to the landfill and then basically explaining everything, because he kind of left it vague because he didn't think much of it. He didn't think he needed to explain, like he saw 6 pallets randomly in a landfill. He thought it was like, oh, like a curious little thing, and he just think about it. So he explains in the second thread that he went back to his landfill. And what he's seeing is basically all the cards were destroyed. Basically everything on the pallets were destroyed because both the owner of the landfill and himself, they don't know what's worth. They all think this is trash. If it's there, it's because it's trash. So they just proceeded to destroy all of those boxes, all of those things. And inside, as he started looking, people pointed out that they saw Modern Horizons 2 cards. They saw the Unfinity set. They saw some Secret Lairs. They saw Magic 30, which was kind of surprising, and I'm surprised that a lot of people haven't like acknowledged that very much. And the guy basically said that he couldn't take anything because it's not his to own. Apparently, it's like a private landfill. So in that instance, apparently you can't just take what you want because apparently it's, owned by the people from the landfill, whatever, because it's private. So he just snuck like a little Secret Lair as a reminder of what could have been. He made it like a little joke to himself. It's like, well, I'm just gonna take this little thing of Woulda, coulda, shoulda. He's never gonna sell it. He asked people not to go to the landfill because people were just gonna tell the people the same thing they told him. He implored people not to message him to sell him stuff because people really think that he took pallets for himself, and he's like being earnest by the fact that he doesn't like he has a vague understanding of what Magic is. I think he probably played when he was younger or something, but he didn't take anything because he didn't knew what was worth or like whatever. He didn't think much of it, and that's basically the story of what happened. It's pretty
The
insane.
amount of merchandise is absolutely insane.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. I don't know. Like, did I pull it up over here? Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is.
I think people pointed out also that the reason why this probably ended up happening might have to do with the person who it was delivered to. I think either they didn't want to pay the shipping or they didn't want to pay for it to be shipped to them or whatever. The other reasoning was that it was like defective product, damaged merch. By looking at the pictures, they didn't look damaged to me, but what can I say?
Yeah, because a lot of times, for example, I think I've been told of like a few places, like big brands, like let's say I don't know, Walmart, for example. Even though Walmart, right? But like let's take Walmart for example, and then for example, Walmart gets like a whole gets their 6 pallets of merch.
Yeah.
And suddenly they notice that maybe during transit or maybe someone messed up on packaging something, like a box is bent or something, and they go like, oh, well, since we can't open the product, we don't know if all the rest of the product is also damaged or something. Like we're gonna like not keep the order. Can't like order cancellations of like a huge order. Maybe this was going out and it was basically already packed up, and since somebody already ordered it and then canceled it, well, these guys decided to destroy it. There's like a number of reasons why this could have happened the way it happened, and keep in mind this it's not uncommon for any of these things to have been the reason why.
Yeah.
Like we have the image before us. I know that a lot of people at the beginning kind of attributed it to like Wizards doing some weird
shenanigans.
Stuff. I don't know. Yeah, like some kind of shenanigans.
Yeah.
But for now, since honestly we're not working with enough information, I rather attribute it to some kind of like mistake, or let's say like don't attribute to malice what you can attribute to stupidity. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, that's fair. I'll say that I think the truth might lie somewhere in the middle. It could be the case that it was defective product. It could be the case that it was just one of those big shipments going to maybe like a Walmart or something, and they were like, it's like you said, one box was bent, so the Walmart was like, screw it, we don't care about cardboard, and just threw it away. But I still think that this just shows you that regardless of anything, Magic obviously operates on the basis that they believe they're a luxury product, and they are, because we're talking about cardboard.
Yeah.
But they operate as if it was luxury product, and they still obviously push artificial scarcity. Regardless, it's very obvious. Like you can see pallets of like very old product that we think that they didn't reprint, they didn't make more of, but clearly there is, because if they just
can we talk about pallets of Time Spiral magically found in a warehouse?
Exactly. Which is obviously not true at all.
And like the back in Dominaria United, where the collector boosters, you could get we found some cards from Legends. You might get some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious that they hold on to a lot of product. A lot of product is obviously not selling, or if it is, it sells initially, and then because they're printing so much different stuff, I'm pretty sure this is not the first landfill that's had pallets of Magic. I'll say that much.
Oh, and like again, just going back to the same things, it keeps pushing the artificial scarcity thing. If you want to make sure that nobody can keep just saying, I don't know, just like think that there's some reason to not justify the huge $300 price tag on your product, well, just destroy some of it that's left.
Even the professor himself has mentioned, like, if you like when he's reviewing, especially the Commander products, when he talks about like, maybe it's not worth it at this price. Usually, this like $40, but he thinks the value is in there. He tells you literally just wait. because it's been proven to every single time, unless there's a card there that's worth like $70, every single time those commander decks usually drop down in price, because what happens is that people initially buy it because of the hype, or they're very interested in the commander, yada yada yada, and then the people who are going to buy it, they're going to buy it. No one else is going to buy it because, again, we're bombarded with other products, so we forget about the previous product, and then all these other commander decks that were made basically print to demand potentially, they get left by the wayside. So then they have to market at a discount, and that's even considering the ones that actually got to the stores. We're not even considering the ones that probably got stuck with the distributors because they can't get rid of them. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of product, even probably master sets. Obviously, we're seeing Modern Horizons there. It's very obvious that even master sets probably have been stuck with distributors for a long time, or some stores buy them, they can't sell them, and they're like, well, I guess we'll hold them off until the future, because eventually they'll probably drive up in price, because people think that there isn't just pallets of these stuff lying around.
Yo, my guys, actually, I'm sorry to cut you off. I actually just remembered a fantastic bit of news. I got to find a source on it again, but and I don't think we mentioned this last time. The amount of cancellations for the Phyrexia all will be one complete.
Yes.
Have you guys heard about this?
Yes. That was today, I think, or yesterday.
Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can find it if you write down that.
There were stores that were talking about getting like 2% of the product that they ordered.
Yep.
Which can we 2% of the product that you ordered.
It's insane.
They canceled the rest of your stuff.
Yep. I have a theory why.
What is going? If you have a theory, go right ahead, because I'm like, I got stunned by that bit of news. It's insane.
I think it's because of the way that they're going to print the foiling, the really, really special foiling that they wanted to do for the bundle. I think that they stretch themselves to the oil slick thing, right? Isn't the oil slick like super exclusive to the bundle?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Right. The oil slick, right.
The oil slick. Not the Phyrexian. Not the Phyrexian symbols. No. Oil slick.
Right, because the Phyrexian symbols is like the Pokemon stamp thing that they put before.
Yeah.
But the oil slick, we haven't seen them yet. That's the thing. Because we're gonna do that with the lands, and then we're gonna do it with like 70 or 80 of the rares and or mythics, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And the problem is, I'm pretty sure the process must have been like very different, very unique, very whatever, and I think they can't do it. And I think that's why they realized eventually, like, oh, we're not gonna be able to make it. Because think about it, when have we ever seen like a product from a standard set being printed like 2 months later, when basically no one's gonna care about Phyrexia, because by the time that bundle comes out, it's almost gonna be March of the Machines anyways. So that's my theory. I think like the weird foiling that they wanted to try, it was too hard to do. They didn't think it through, and now they're canceling everything, because probably a lot of people wanted to buy it because it seemed very exclusive, it seemed very unique, and now they're not going to be able to get their hands of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it also speaks to there being like a huge problem in like how they're running things at Wizards.
Yep, agree.
Like some part of the logistics is getting absolutely, and pardon my language, fucked up.
Yep, definitely.
It's honestly not the kind of mistake you would expect from a company that is at this like level. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I can see them expecting, like maybe like if something went horribly wrong, them maybe canceling like 50% of their orders, which is insane. It's an insane amount of money.
Yep.
And even then, I don't know. And the other theory that I guess that kind of pops into my head as we like talk about this, right, is maybe Wizards pulling back product to be able to sell closer to market price.
Yeah.
But that's like the super convoluted, like let me like ultra conspiracy version of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna say something, JP. Go ahead.
Yes, a few months ago we were talking about how Wizards of the Coast has become a unreliable seller, and how Bank of America canceled would cancel secret lair orders directly because they would be they're almost considered
Fraudulent.
like a scam
Yep.
because of all the order cancellations. So it's kind of funny how all the order cancellations were from customers not getting their products in due time, and now Wizard of the Coast is the one canceling the products.
Hmm.
Definitely. Yep. That's true.
I don't know. It just
Sense.
sounds so insane to me that that's even like a thing. I guess I don't even know like what much to, like really say on it, especially just that. It's just
Well, it's obviously going to keep happening. It's progressively going to get worse because they keep printing so much they can't keep up. And they actually said that they were going to try to address the over producing of products, but it doesn't seem likely, at least not this year. And they did
I
say,
mean, they already delayed Phyrexia All Will Be One because it was going to release in January
True.
if you don't remember,
True.
and they delayed it to February.
Yeah.
Then they delayed because of that delay. March of the Machines came out in is going to come out in April, right?
Yeah.
April to May,
Hmm.
and that was going to be a bit earlier. So everything's already a bit further back. Maybe they should tone it down even a bit more, but
maybe just push back more.
yeah.
Yeah. It'll be difficult because they want to sandwich a aftermath set between March of the Machines and
Yeah, but
then
that's an
Ixalan too.
only a 50 card set.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
not a full set.
not
It's
even then.
kind of
That's
fine.
the first time they've done that too. So I don't even know how they're going to approach that, which is also like a new
Uh,
venture.
yeah, it's also a new venture, but I feel like the original idea is very similar to what the original idea for Crimson Bow and Midnight Hunt was.
Oh, okay, I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
like that's
Because the
kind of like
original
decided
idea
to
between
support.
Crimson Bow and Midnight Hunt was a bit more like specialty smaller sets,
Hmm.
and they ended up being base. At least they felt like full sets each.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did.
Because what I was expecting and what was explained from Crimson Bow and Midnight Hunt was it's like a small set with a small set, and when you combine them with the double feature, which was the idea, you get the big set.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
Yep.
then they made a big set and a big set, and then they made the double feature, which
a
was a
mess,
failure.
a
Yes.
mess.
A horrible
Yeah.
set, and I'm
Garbage
glad they
product.
never did it again. Yep.
So this is like what I assume to be a fixed version of that, as in they're not doing two sets, they're just making a one set and then a feature of 50 cards, and they're all story cards of
Yeah.
what happens afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cute idea. I mean, Pokemon does it in Japan. In the when they do the Americanized version of these Pokemon cards, they basically mesh two little smaller sets together. But Pokemon just do like small sets all the time. So potentially that's what they're going to try to attempt. We'll see how that goes when they do it.
Hmm. I
It'd
don't
be
know.
interesting to see a lot more smaller sets.
I agree.
I feel like it feels a little bit kind of like a scramble, I guess. And the fact that I feel like we're getting a lot of like new little things that Wizards is trying out all at the same time,
Hmm.
and like the success rates are definitely varying.
I mean, when you think about all the products that Lord of the Rings has, like they have like the two-player deck, they have a bundle, they have the set draft collector, they have like
A
three
starter kit.
starter kit, right? They have the commander decks. They had shoot, what else? They had a bunch of other stuff.
It's probably
I
because they realize how profitable like the IP is. Like if you're gonna be working with an IP that profitable, you might as well break out all the stops.
But then we go to Commander Legends, and I think the professor mentioned this too. Like when they did the original, not the original Legends, I'm sorry, when they started doing the Legends with the added stuff, it was, I believe, Double Masters. I think Double Masters had only the draft and collector. When they did Dominaria United, no, Dominaria Remastered, that was, I think, draft and collector. No, wait, they did collectors. No, they did collectors and draft. And now with Commander Legends, I believe they're doing all of them. They're doing Commander draft. I'm doing the command. They're doing Commander decks. They're doing draft. They're doing sets and collectors. And they're doing each incrementally. Each time they're doing a master set or a remaster set or whatever, they're adding more product. Obviously, because they know Commander, like you said, same thing with Lord of the Rings applies to Commander. They know Commander is going to sell. Like the Commander Master is going to sell very well. But it's a lot, and every new set that comes out, or even a remaster set or whatever, it's coming with a bunch of new stuff, and we got to consider it's a Commander Masters, so technically it should only be a reprint set, but we already know that they're gonna print.
You're gonna print new stuff in it.
They're gonna print new stuff in it because of the Commander decks.
But yeah, in the Commander decks, I feel like that's fine.
No. But think about it. When they do that, they generally do that in the collectors. They seed some of those cards in extended art into the collectors.
Not just seeding the cards with extended art into the collectors, but doing the same like BS in which they'll have Commander cards which are supposed to like be like
that's also true.
The weird thing they do where it's supposed to be like Commander cards, but then they appear like in the main set. I feel like they're probably gonna do something similar with that. Like either it's gonna be something along the lines of the list again or something like,
which the list is gonna be in the set boosters because obviously there's gonna be, that's the whole point. So they're gonna have that too, and eventually, like the project booster fun is gonna be booster. Oh my god, why? It's getting to that point. It's just so many different things in every booster.
Honestly, at this point, part of like the issue when you buy boosters, honestly, it's the amount of common and uncommon slots, and the fact that most of those commons or uncommons are exclusively good for draft.
Yeah.
It really sucks that there's not a lot of stuff that falls into the uncommon slots, for example, that is sometimes like super useful. And getting rid of some of that chaff maybe for your set or collector's boosters is like definitely the way to go. Because I don't want, commons or uncommon slots to get eliminated. It's not like we can only get like, ridiculous cards in every booster, but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some way to balance out your set boosters and your collector's product boosters in a way in which you feel like you're getting more out of it, I guess.
Well, they did like double masters, which had 2 rare and or mythics. That was a way to kind of like make it more bang for your buck, but then they hiked the price up. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what the solution would be, because obviously they want, at least for the draft boosters, they obviously want to have it for a draft environment. That's why the set booster exists, where they include, I think, less commons and uncommons, so they can have like different variants of their commons and uncommons, and then have more shots at mythics, rares, and the list cards. So I guess the set booster was supposed to be the solution to that problem. But as you said, it's still inevitably going to include uncommons and commons, because you kind of have to, because then you would have to jack up the price even further. But then you get to the thing like collector boosters. But then collector boosters, like you said, it's just a bunch of foils of commons and uncommons and lands, and then you're not really getting that value.
I'm just saying, I do think that Wizards should just go back to like that thing they used to have back in the day, in which you would just pay like $100 or something, and you get like the whole set, just like
I remember
one card of
that.
each set. I mean, I don't remember it because I never saw that. I was like, I was too small, or just not into Magic at the time, right? But that sounds like some of the greatest things a card game could possibly do. I would assume it's gonna hurt their corporate wallets, but it just seemed like the best way to go. You need like just drop $400, get all the get like a play set of each card in the set, and that's it.
Yep.
That would be amazing. So much easier.
Indeed.
Definitely. Like you could, like people can just dish out money if they want to have the whole card pool, or you can have like people who just like buy the whole card pool, and everyone just kind of trades off what they need. don't know, man. I don't know why that formula stopped. Maybe it's just less profitable, and I kind of get that. But at the same time, I feel like it kind of doesn't matter what Wizards does in that angle, like whether they give you all the cards in the set or not. People are still going to buy booster boxes.
Yeah.
Like either people just like cracking packs, other people just love to draft. Like whenever I get the chance to, I do like to draft. I just haven't had a lot of chances to. I'm not bad at it, but I don't know. Like buying boosters isn't something that's going to die anytime soon because people love to gamble regardless, and gambling
true.
is just it's an addictive sensation. I want everyone to like that's hearing this to just think when's the last time that you weren't excited to open like a booster. Not because you didn't like even if when you know the contents of a booster are garbage, you at least think to yourself, yeah, but what if I like what if
Yeah.
what if I just get the one thing like, hey, what if I do open up like what's it called, like double feature booster, and I get a Hullbreaker horror in it, like
That's true.
like even if it's the trashest set, like you'll still do it.
Especially if it's a trash set, because it's not worth that much, a booster. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, guys, if I'm being completely honest here, at least when it comes to the subjects that we have gone over through the week, I'm running a little bit out of steam. This week felt a little bit slow for Magic. Really big, really important things that made like a lot of noise, but at the same time, not a lot to say about them considering how like active past weeks have been.
Speaking of noise,
Ooh.
Noise.
I have
Okay.
another
Okay.
thing.
Ooh.
And I think I brought the two controversial things